Yeah, mate. Bit of an interview for tonight. 2 words. Jekyll and Hyde have been used to sum up this season by the fans. Why is it we've lost as many games as we've won?
I think, to be fair, it takes time for the team to gel. You know, I think if you look at the early part of the season, is when I think we lost the majority of our games, and we lost them, quite heavily at times. But I always said then that what wasn't worrying me was how we finished games. We lost a couple of goals at the end of games, maybe 3 or 4 games on. We lost goals at the end, and it looks like a heavy defeat. It's what was concerning me is what we were doing beforehand. We weren't starting games well, or we were having a 10-minute dip in games, we conceding goals, and that was most of our problems. We've conceded goals, we've lost games, but it's a learning curve all the time. I think it's such a young squad. That's what people have got to try and remember, because I think there's only about maybe 4 players who are over the age of 22.
Yeah.
And you're carrying a 16-man squad, and you've got 12 of them who are 22 and under. It takes time for the guys to learn. They're always learning in the game, but the good thing about them, when you work with them and when you see them and you look at our results and how they've gone, they always learn. That's the good positive that comes out of it. For every bad little bit of experience they have, they learn from it, they put it right, they correct it, and they move on.
Yeah. If I'd have told you where we would be now at the end of November, back in August, would you have taken it?
I think I would have done. Maybe 5 points off top. I think I would have done. I wouldn't have. Ideally, I've had this run of away games. But like anything, you've got to try and put a positive spin off it. And I looked at it and I thought, well, if we can come out of this still in a healthy position, 1, those games are behind you, and we're still in a decent position, a few points off top of the league. 2, the lads can see that they've got the ability and the strength of character to win games away from home, and that will stand us in good stead going for the rest of the season. So I think there's a lot of positives to be taken out of it. It's not an ideal situation, but I think it's important to look at the positives from it.
Yeah, absolutely. A disappointing defeat to Corby on Saturday. Did you notice a statistic, that over the quarter of goals that we've been conceding in all games have come in the last 5 minutes? Why are we switching off in that last 5 minutes?
Well, as I say, I think that tells back to the start of the season. I don't think it's just a case of switching off in the last 5 minutes of games. We were pushing in a lot of those games, trying to get back into a game. And when you're pushing like that, trying to get back into a game, you're always leaving yourself a little bit open to things going wrong near the end of games. Conceding one goal, 2 goals, and we've done that a few times, especially in the first, probably 3rd quarter of the season. We've done that, and that goes back to saying, well, it's not about what we do at the end, because for me, okay, we sometimes we got beat 4 and 5. What's the point? I could sit back and I could accept a 3-1 defeat. I could accept a 2-0 defeat.
Yeah.
But why? Yes, it might look a little bit better on paper, but at the end of the day, we've still lost 3 points and we've gone down without even a fight. Right. At least when we tried to do it early on, we've tried to get back into the game, we've pushed people forward, we've tried to get it, and we just haven't got the run of the ball at times in the box. Yeah. And then bang, there could be the end. We have one mistake or a little bit of play and we get caught out, bang, we concede. Yeah. Now, I think that's just part and parcel of it, but the learning curve is doing it right early on and not getting ourselves into a 2-goal situation where we're 2 goals down and we're fighting to try and get back in a game. And I think certainly in the last probably maybe 10 games, we've certainly got hold of that now, and that concept that we need to start games better. It's not all about playing our football. We've got to earn the right. We've got to get in people's faces, in opposition's faces. We've got to stop them playing. And once we've done that, then we can try and get on with our game. But not every game is going to be the perfect game of football. As much as I'd like it to be, and I'd love us to play, and keep on playing great football, it's not always the case that we can do that. We've got to appreciate that the opposition aren't going to always let you do that, and we've got to do something different. And again, we're all learning, how to get out of these, situations that we might find ourselves in.
Absolutely. A tough game away to Bashley on Saturday. They haven't lost at home yet. Do you and the lads approach it differently to a normal game because they haven't lost at home yet?
No.
Or is it the same respect as to anyone else?
Exactly the same. I'll say all the same things to them I do for every away game.
Right.
And that is what I've just said again. I'll go through it. Get in people's faces. Stop them from playing.
Yeah.
Win your one-on-ones. Win your individual battles. collectively be good, look after each other's back, and when we get the chance to get the ball down and play our football, do it. But respect the opposition.
Absolutely.
You know, forwards, who are we up against? Are they quick? Are they just big strong lads who are not very mobile? If they are, can you get into positions where they don't want to go? We've got, at the moment we're playing with, obviously with Michael and Andrew, both quick. You know, and they've got to get in positions where they can utilise their pace. If they drop deep off us, then we've got to look at something else that we can do differently.
Yeah.
You know, but we've got to address the game the way we always have, and I always want them to do, and that was work hard, get the work rate up, be in people's faces, don't give them any time to settle on their game and get into their stride, and then we'll see how the game goes from there.
Excellent. It's been this point in previous seasons that we've brought players in, and those players have sometimes proved to be the difference between us getting a playoff place and not. Is it your mentality to stick with the lads and see if they can get the playoff place, or is it in your mind that we still need that 1 or 2 extra players to guarantee us that playoff push towards the end of the season?
I don't think anyone who we bring in can guarantee us anything. I don't care what club you're at. I don't think that anybody, you bring people in, you try people out, how they settle, God alone knows. Do they pick up an injury, do you sign them? You spent money on them, they get a knock, they're out for 4 weeks. You know, I don't think anybody can guarantee anything. I don't think any players can guarantee anything. You know, it might have happened in the past, you know. But I'm not, at the moment, looking to do anything with anybody. I'm happy with my squad. I think they're doing well and they're learning all the time and they're getting better and better all the time. And I think you need to show faith in people, you need to stick next to people.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I want to do, and that's what I believe in. That's how I think I'll get the best out of these players. You know, they need to trust me and I need to trust them. And at the moment I think we're going in the right direction.
Excellent, excellent. What's the latest on John Darby?
John Darby's going to be out until the 1st or 2nd week in January. We keep on trying to get things, how do I say it?
Second week in January, was that right?
It's 1st or 2nd week in January is what
yeah.
we're looking at.
Yeah.
That's what the doctor told us. He keeps on going back obviously for his checkups and he keeps on reporting back to us on how things are doing. So, you know, he's making great strides, but you know, you can't push him too early. Yeah. You know, the elbow will look after itself and it'll be right when it's right. But, you know, early signs are it's going to be 1st or 2nd week in January.
Great stuff.
But then obviously we've got to get him back fit because it's a long layoff.
Yeah.
So we've got to get his match fitness back up. You've got to get him towards match fitness first of all, then get him to playing some games, you know, over in the resis, and before he comes back in. So, you know, realistically, it mightn't be until the end of January until we see him again, probably, you know, in amongst the first team squad.
Yeah, and he could be assigning in himself and coming back, couldn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, he's done so well, John. He's done very, very well. You know, as I think the lads are doing really well individually and think collectively they say they're getting better and better. So, you know, let's hope it continues.
Okay, great stuff, Stuart. Cheers.
Right.
Thank you very much.
No, man, thank you very much.